is the Williamsburg Bridge, which may be, we're not sure, may be the oldest bridge in New York. Certainly the Brooklyn Bridge is the most famous. The New York skyline is pretty, just goes on, and you see it up here as we go up the East River, more and more of New York City, all on our port side. So here we are, East River, coming up on the United Nations building, which you see right there in the center. Great expectations for the United Nations, but so far they haven't been met. East River, continuing our way to Long Island Sound. Well, I like these old bridges, and they just don't make them like they used to. Take a look at that. Isn't that extraordinary? So here we are going around the old lighthouse, and it's quite spectacular. Well, this is the beginning of Hell Gate, and you see we're going into it with a favorable tide. It's a narrow portion of the harbor. Terrific tides going through here. We are going 7.2 knots, and I expect to pick something up here as we go into the beginning of Hell Gate, New York, on our way to Long Island. We are now officially in Hell Gate, and we picked up, now we're going 9 knots. Remember a few minutes ago we were going 7.2. So there's quite a current through here as advertised. Hell Gate, New York, here we come. You see the strong current here. So in the distance there, you see that we have LaGuardia Airport, and their airplanes are flying overhead as we head down the East River, and people get on their airplanes and fly a lot faster than we're going, even though we do have a little bit of the tide in our favor. If you look back, you can see in the background New York City, skyscrapers, skyline, New York City, goodbye. And I'll give you one last look as this airplane starts to come overhead. Looks like a twin-engine motor. The idea of showing you this is the stiff current. You see the buoy is really being pushed by the current, as are we, as we zip by. So this is Long Island Sound. You see it in the distance. There's a lighthouse marking it. And we're about to leave the East River and go into the Long Island Sound, which of course is our final northern destination, but we have a long way to go on it. But here it is, Long Island Sound, as we have been long hoping to get here, and we are finally here. We made it to this wonderful Port Washington anchorage. We're actually on a mooring ball, and I'll just pan around and show you Port Washington, New York. We're at the outmost part of it, of the city dock mooring balls. Interestingly, the city provides these mooring balls to anyone. They only have 20 of them, but they're free. So here we are in the midst of the high rent district, and everything about this place for us is free, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a wonderful place to be, and we're delighted to be here. And you see now the New York flag floating in the breeze because we've just put it up, because this is actually our first time to be in the state of New York, although we've been looking at it for the last several days when we were over in New Jersey, in Jersey City. But here we are, Port Washington, gorgeous place, gorgeous weather, and we're delighted to be here, and we really like the price.